Good morning, guys. Good morning, all of you.
No.
Morning, sir.
Is everyone able to hear me clearly?
Morning, sir.
Yes.
Is there anyone new joining us in today's class? Anyone today the first class? So everyone attended earlier two classes. Call. Let me go through
Yes.
the question. Okay, so there are some. Fine. So let me address that, and then we'll start today's class. Because till now we have taken two classes. The first class is demo, where we have discussed what is this AWS cloud technology, what are the pillars of this cloud technology, what it is capable of doing, this cloud, and how the IT companies, how they used to work before cloud came into the market, and how they are running now after cloud technology came into the market. And then we have discussed why we should go only with AWS, but not with other cloud service providers, different modules which we are going to discuss as part of our course, and what are the certifications we are going to cover and their importance. And in the end, we have discussed all the general questions. What are the different career related or personal or technical related doubts of the students? We have the questions and answer session in the end. And in the yesterday's class, we have discussed how to create an AWS account, which is completely free of cost. And this AWS account is free for completely 12 months. You don't need to pay any fees for this 12 months. And then we have discussed one of the very important web service EC2's theory, only theory. So we haven't started any practicals yet. From today's class, we are going to start practicals. So in today's class, we will see how to launch an Windows. What do we call, guys? What do we call mission in the language of AWS?
Instance.
Instance.
Windows EC2 instance. This we are going to see. So those who haven't attended my earlier two classes, please contact admin team. They will be providing you with the recorded video as well as the PDF documents relevant to those classes. Even after today's class also you will be getting both recorded video as well as the PDF document of how to practice this launching and Windows instance and how to connect to it. So now I hope everyone have you created an accounts? It's okay and it's not a compulsory thing. Those who
Yes,
have
sir.
created. Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Everyone, I have created the account.
Yes.
Okay. You have created? Okay. It's okay. Even though it don't create no issues, somehow you are going to have weekend. That is enough to create and practice whatever we have discussed in this week. But who have created, that's good. Fine.
Yesterday you show right the reason why it's showing like Mumbai or India.
Yeah, yeah.
When I was creating my account, it's showing US East OHIO.
Right. It's a Ohio. It shows Ohio for everyone, not only for you. Though whoever created the AWS account for the first time, it will show that default region as Ohio.
Oh,
Later, we will change that to Mumbai as per our convenience. Why we have to change Mumbai, that we will discuss in today's class. Okay, okay. Please be on mute. Once you answer your question, anytime, just please go back to mute because your background noises cause others disturbance. Fine. So let me log into the console and then we will proceed with the practicals. Let me sign in. So you just log in every day with root user for practicing. Forget about this one. What is this? Why we use this? Later I will discuss. Later we are going to discuss a service called IAM. Then you will understand automatically what is this. This also you will get this. These days they have strictened this security system. That's why for some reason they are going to ask every time this capture. And then give you a password. So as we discussed yesterday, the technical name we call it as, in short form we'll call it as AWS console. The full form is AWS management console. Why management means you are managing everything here. That's why they call it as manage. Usually in short form you call it as console straight away, AWS console. That's it. Console or console, anything is fine. And yes, so whoever have created their accounts, they already observed. Like someone said, when you created your account straight away, it will show under this region. When you created by default, the first time when you create account and when you log inside your AWS account, it shows as Ohio. It's a common thing. Why? Because when they invented this cloud technology in the US region, they have invented for the first time. That is the reason why it shows there. It doesn't matter if you want, you can change it simply. We already discussed these are all called regions. Wherever we want, we can change. So let's say we are in India. So we'll go to India. And what did we discuss in our demo class, guys? Uh, Regions, and regions are subdivided into something called
Availability
Availability
zones.
zones.
right. Availability zone means what I have given normal practical example like
Data center.
right data center. So in India we don't have only one data center. We have in Chennai, Hyderabad, Delhi, like that. I don't know. I'm just giving example wherever. Those are called availability zones. So now I will show you availability zones as well as the region how it looks like. You say me the difference what you have understood. So I came to EC2. This one we have seen yesterday. So now I click that EC2 service. So we have entered into EC2 dashboard now. So whatever you're seeing all related to you see instance. Yesterday we have discussed what is instance, all this. See other names we are going to discuss slowly one by one. In today's class we are going to cover what are the other options. Right. So if you scroll down completely to the bottom of the page in EC2 dashboard, here you will find what are these guys? This is a region. Under this region, what are the different
Availability.
availability zones? Enable. So now, if you want to see anytime, if you want to see regions, you already know right top corner. This is region. These are availability zones. So now, see and say me what is the difference you have observed between a region and an availability zone. What did you observe? This is small. Nothing technical is there. By this time, you have said the answer.
Like under one region, there are different types of availability zones, like present in different cities.
Right? So only those cities we call it as available. That is fine. I'm asking what is the difference you have observed in the naming convention, the way they designate them. So
It's like 1A, 1B,
1A,
1B.
1B.
right,
Right.
right. And
And
the,
divided that.
so region means it starts with a number. Do you observe? Region starts with a I mean not starts ends with a number AP South one. Any region you see any region it ends with a number. But availability zone means it ends with a it's a very
Alphabet.
basic thing. Even so many experienced people sometimes they get confused for this small thing. This is a very basic thing. You should never get confused when anyone says your region and availability zone. You should not get confused. At the same time, everyone in the language of AWS we never use Mumbai. What we define Mumbai as? AP South 1. AP means what? I said no, none of that. AP means Asia Pacific. In one of the batch, someone said Andhra Pradesh. That's what I'm saying. And the availability zones like these are, this may be Chennai data center, this may be Delhi, this is Hyderabad, like that. So whenever you see any zone ends with an alphabet, that is an availability zone. If it ends with a number, it is an region. Now next comes the question: why we are launching in Mumbai? Because we have so many regions. You see, North Virginia, US, Africa, Canada, Europe, Middle East, South America, Singapore, Tokyo, Australia. Excuse me. But why we have chosen Mumbai? Why I have changed to Mumbai?
Nearest area.
Right. It is nearest region. So we are in India. So Mumbai is the nearest region. So we have chosen. Okay. So what is the reason why? If it's near means, is there any compulsory rule that you have to choose it? What is the difference if you choose US? What is the difference if you choose India?
Data latency will be less when
Right.
compared to if you choose the farthest one.
Right. Correct.
Your bandwidth is fast.
Right. Let's say you have moved to a new city. You got a job and you have moved to a new city. And there are two options for you to choose your home. This is home one, this is home 2, and this is your office. So which home you will choose to go to office?
Home to.
Home 2. Why? Because it is near. So what happens? You see, this is also home, this is also home. You can stay anywhere. The only reason you have chosen home 2 is it is near. Fine. So what happens if it is near? There won't be any late or delay for going home and for going to office and coming back from the office. Maybe if you stay in the house one, there might be some traffic issues in the morning, again in the coming in the evening. But if the office is near, you can go at quickly at any time and come back. That means if anything is near, there won't be any delay or late. The same thing in technical words we say here. So let's say this is your Mumbai data center where you want to launch your missions. This one. So this is in US. Let's say this is in India. You are in Mumbai. Let's assume you are in Mumbai. Anything, any city in Mumbai, any city in India. So which one you choose? Which is near to you from being in India? India is near for you, or US? US is long. So if it is long, what will happen? That means you are staying in India and you have launched your mission. You have launched your EC2 instance in US region. What will you can launch and you can use it. I'm not saying you cannot launch, you cannot launch. You can launch. But what happens if you launch? I'm asking. There will be a bit delay, a bit, not much more, a bit of delay. That means the traffic, the time taken to connect your mission, the time taken to response to come back from the EC2. Your traffic has to reach US data center and from there it has to come the reply. So definitely there will be a delay compared to the mission you have launched in India region. Why? Because you are in India, your data center, the mission you have launched is also in India data center. So it will be quick, obviously. So what is the technical name of delay? Where you have late, the traffic takes more time for going and coming back. We call it as, someone said already,
Latency.
latency or latency. So what is latency means? Late. It takes more time because of the distance. And what is a very good business practice in IT culture? In IT, it is always a best practice that your business should be a no latency architecture or less latency at least. If you are not able to achieve no latency at all, at least you need to try to aim for less latency. Okay? So that is the reason why we have launched in the we have selected first of all the Mumbai region to avoid the latency. So now let's see how to launch an instance. So either you can click this one, guys. You see below the option launch instance. Either you can choose this one, or straight away go inside the first option, instances running. Currently, how many instances are there running? 0. So let's go inside. So you see there are no instances because we did not launch anything. So either you can choose that launch instance option, or here also anything is fine. This also is equal to that option on launch instances. So click that option, launch instances. Fine. Now starts the practicals. So how many steps you need to go through for launching an instance? How many are there? 1 to 7. So you need to go to 7 steps to launch an instance. So what I will do, let me draw the diagram so that after launching, if you have any doubt at any step, you can simply point out the number here on the diagram. I will repeat wherever you have doubts. Yes, please be on mute. Okay. Once you answer your question, please go back on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Wantedly I have written 8. I will explain you. So let's discuss each point one by one. So we are launching today Windows PC. So we have discussed right yesterday's. There are different flavors of OX. I mean different flavors of Linux, flavors of Unix, versions of Windows, all these things. See? Amazon Linux, Red Hat RHEL, Red Hat, SUSE Linux, Ubuntu, Microsoft Windows. Like that, there are so many OS provided by this is Debian, all these things. So whatever you want, you can choose out of them. So in today's class, we thought of starting with Windows, right? So you can choose anything. So let's choose this from this. These are Windows. Both. This is also Windows, below also Windows. So what is the difference you have observed in the logo? Just only logo. What is the difference you have observed in the highlighted area?
Free trial
Free
eligible.
trial eligible.
Right. See? This is also Windows 19, 19, 19, all or 19s only. But only difference with just only logo. What is the difference you have observed in the highlighted area?
Free trial
Free
eligible.
trial eligible.
Right. See? This is also Windows 19, 19, 19, all or 19s only. But only difference with all these things is this is eligible for a free tier. And what did we discuss? Our AWS account. What did I say? Our AWS account is free for 1 year. Observe, listen carefully, guys. I said account is free for 1 year. Inside account, what we are going to use? We are going to use different services, right? As part of our course, we are going to different services. But for these services, there is a limitation. Creating account is free of guys for 1 year. But inside account, what you are using services. That's why while using services, you need to make sure whatever the services you are going to use, inside those services, the components you are choosing under the services should fall under free tier. If you choose them and practice, definitely you will not get any bill. But by mistake, if you choose like these types of components, definitely you will get bill. So even though you will get bill, nothing will happen. Simply we won't use this account and we create with another account by using another email. It's just that simple. So you don't need to worry. If bill gets generated, as I told already in earlier class, they will never deduct your money automatically. Even though 100 rupees, 1000, 10,000 bill comes also. Again, you need to give your CVV, OTP. Then only they can deduct your money. Even though they have your card details saved. So don't worry about that. First of all, don't go till that stage. Why? Because I am guiding you clearly. What are the components you need to choose? What are the free tier eligibility at each stage? What are the free tier eligibility? I'm going to say you. So if you follow the same steps, you will never get a bill. You will get zero bill, even after practicing a complete course. Our complete 2 months of course falls under free tier only, guys. Everything. So you don't need to worry about that. So let's, and what is the first thing? What is the OS? We call OS in the language of AWS as? We have discussed.
AMI.
AMI or AMI. Amazon Mission Image. So the first thing you have to choose, obviously, you need to, if you are planning to buy a laptop, so the first thing you have to decide is what is your OS. So let's start with Windows first. So I'm choosing this one, guys. Windows free tier eligible. Observe carefully. So the first thing is we have selected step one as our AMI Windows 2009. Yes, and what did I say yesterday? I already said yesterday. What we call the names of server editions in our laptop. In our laptop also we have Windows OS, right? We call it as Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10. But in servers means higher configuration. What we call them as the name? These are called Windows Server 2019, Windows Server 2016, Windows Server 2000. Only the name is different, guys. The OS is same as it is. Whatever the OS we are using in our laptops and desktops, the OS functioning options, everything is same. The only difference is name is different because it's a server edition. So I have selected this. That's why it is so. It is showing in rectangle box. I went just previous one step. I have selected this. Next comes step 2. We have discussed yesterday. Whenever you see moving further, whenever you see instance type, what should come into your mind? I said instance type means
Combination of CPU and RAM.
CPU.
combination of CPU and RAM. What did I say? You never memorize this. You can't even memorize. So don't by heart some things. Why I said you can't by heart and don't by heart? There are no 5 or 10. How many types are there? You see, I'll show you. Scroll down. Almost 200 types are there. C series, M series, T series, D series, G series, I series. Next comes X series, M series. Okay, no one will remember all these things. These are very, very different combinations. That's why I said don't memorize this. Whenever you get requirement, whenever your manager asks, launch an instance with 16 CPU and 64 GB. Come and search here simply. You see, okay, 16 and 64 GB RAM like that. I said I will show you, right, the highest series, highest combination. It will be somewhere here in X series. Let me show you. The R series. Where is the 6 series? Yeah. So this is the highest one they have given. 128 CPU cores, 3000, almost 4000 GB RAM. Just imagine, guys, as a machine is having 128 CPU cores and 4000 GB RAM, how fast it will run. So where they use such type of missions in scientific calculations, where they have to perform multiple algorithms very quickly, nuclear calculations, scientific calculations used in this space, satellites calculations, all these things. Just because they have given option like this much higher configuration, you can't launch these missions, guys. If you launch this much huge configuration of missions, we have to sell our properties to pay the bill because it is that much expensive. So again, what did I say? At every stage, what is the thing you need to choose? You need to search for free tier eligible tag. So have you seen or not? Free tier eligible. So moving further, whenever we launch instance, we are going to practice with the which type of instance? T2.micro. So T2.micro means our instance is having a capacity of 1 CPU core and 1 GB RAM. T2.micro. And again, what are these options? What is this IPv6? What is this network? What is EBS? These things we'll discuss later. Once we discuss EBS concept in depth, then you will automatically understand what are these two. And when we discuss VPC concept, which is very, 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 very important topic for a cloud engineer, because this is deals with networking. then automatically you will understand these two. So as part of today's class, guys, I am going to skip some options. That doesn't mean I am going to skip those options forever. Because even though if I explain those options in today's class, you are unable to understand them. That is the reason why I am not explaining today. Moving further, when the time comes, I will only explain. So don't think I'm leaving or skipping those options forever. For time being only, I'm skipping them. Moving further, I know when the right time comes, I will only explain you those options. Fine. So let's go with T2 dot micro. I have chosen and then. So step 2 is we have chosen our instance type as T2 dot micro. So T2 dot micro means one CPU and 1 GB RAM. Next, let's see what is step 3. So how many instances we want to launch? You can mention here. So what did I say? It's just giving a number on demand. How many missions you want? You can launch within minutes. You want 50 missions? Just give number 50. You want 100 missions? Just give number 100. 1000. Whatever you want, how much you want, just give the number. So what will happen now if I give 100 missions, 100 Windows missions, with each mission is having one CPU, 1 GB RAM will be launched immediately within minutes. But for our practicing, it's okay. No need that many. Just go with one. And again, come down. There are so many other options. You see, VPC, IIM. There are so many other options in advanced detail, something user data, metadata access, all these things. So these all belongs to different services. This is a VPC service. This is IAM service. These all things. So once I explain you those services, these are also part of our course. Once I explain you those things, automatically you'll understand what are these. So for time being, we will just focus on only number of instances. Forget about the other options for the time being. So let's go with 1. And one more thing, in this step 3, I am not explaining you what is the free tier limit. So remind me, before ending the class, I won't ask you, you only remind me, sir, what is the free tier at step 3. Here I am. So the only thing we are choosing in step 3 is number of instances. And I did not explain you what is the free tier here. So remind me, okay? If you want, I will keep a mark for you. Even though if you forget, at least I have to say. Okay. Next, add storage. So what did we discuss in our earlier class? What do we call hard disk in the language of AWS? We call it as EBS. So instead we call it hard disk. So here we call it as EBS volumes. Okay, we call the hard disks as EBS volumes. The technical name. Fine. So where do we install OS? In which drive? In anywhere? In the
C.
drive. So but what they're saying, instead of C drive, they're saying something as root. So what is happening here? You see, guys, in Linux, in Windows OS, how we call C drive. In Linux OS, we call C drive as root drive. But we are launching Windows, right? But why they are showing as root here? It's not a mistake. The thing is, AWS follows Linux naming convention. That means only while launching, they will show the C drive as root drive. But once you launch the machine and go inside the machine, everything will looks like same our laptop OS only. C drive, everything you can see. But only while launching, that means these steps. Only while launching, it will show the C drive as root drive. The reason is why AWS follows the Linux naming convention. And what we discuss in Linux, we call C drive as a root drive. Okay, fine. Next comes. So what they are saying, the AWS is recommending when you enter any page, not only here, guys, whenever you enter any page, if there is some value already there, like how we see, we have entered step 4. When we enter step 4, already there is 30. That means this is a value recommended by AWS. That is a minimum thing. If you want, you can increase more than that, but you definitely cannot go less than that. So what AWS is recommending, if you want to launch a Windows machine, at least your C drive should have a 30 GB. At least 30. That means you can, if you want, you can make it 40, you can make it 50, you can make it 100 GB C drive, you can make it 500 GB. Anything is fine, but minimum should be 30. That is recommended by the AWS. Okay. And what is the free tier here? Did anyone see anywhere on the screen? Anywhere free tier?
30 GB.
30 GB. That means what did I say? If I want, I can launch. I can make this as 40 or 50. But why I'm not making 40 or 50? The reason is our free tier. That means the hard disk capacity given by AWS for practice for free tier is only 30 GB. Let's say if you have made this 50, what will happen? You will get bill for extra 20 GB. Why? Because 30 GB is free, but you have launched 50 GB, so you will get a bill for extra 20 GB. That is the reason why I'm not increasing. I can increase, but I'm not increasing because I want to fall under free tier. That is the one reason. Second reason why I'm not decreasing less than 30, because that is the minimum value recommended by the AWS. If you want to launch an Windows instance, the minimum C drive should be 30. If you make it 20, it won't launch. So you got the reason, right? Why I'm not going less than 30, why I'm not going more than 30. This is the reason. And again, these things also leave it. What is this IOPS? What is this volume type? What is this delete on permission? These other options I am going to explain in moving our regular further classes. Then I will explain you these options. Not immediately. This is just in the beginning of the class. Slowly, one by one, we will discuss those options.
Sir, in your laptop we have F drive, E drive, D drive.
Right. Yeah, that also I will show you, right? So here also we have those things. This is C drive. You see below there is an option, add new volume. D drive, E drive, F drive. In the language of Windows, we call it as D drive, E drive, F drive, but here we call it as something like this. So moving further, I am going to explain you this hard disk topic, this EBS one complete class. Then I will explain you what are these things, what is this D drive, E drive, F drive at that time. That's why I'm skipping for now. In today's class, let's focus on simple topics, how to launch a mission and how to connect to the mission. So you can simply delete this. So then next, add tags. So what is the step 4? Step 4 is deals with step 4 deals with EBS volume. So we have chosen our root drive as 30 GB. Next comes tags. Tags means nothing but just naming convention. Tomorrow, once you join in the company, being a cloud engineer, every day you will be dealing with 100 missions, 200 missions, 300 missions. So whenever you see a mission immediately, how can you remember this mission is for which purpose? For that, you will have to give a proper naming convention. So you can give any name. So let's say I'm launching Windows. So enter Windows. You can give any name. Raven instance, your name, like that. Instance. Okay. There is nothing technical in this. Step 5, tag. Whenever you hear tag, tag means nothing but name. So let me write here. The 5th step is tag. That means name. So we have given name as Windows instance. Fine. Now let's discuss step 6. What is step 6? Something they're dealing with security group. Yeah, this is a bit technical because we have never, those are from non-IT, those are freshers, you have never heard these words. This is the first time. First of all, security group means it is something dealing with security. Okay, that's a blind rule. By seeing the name only, you understand. So we are launching our mission. So how you are securing your mission? With the help of security group. Fine. So instead of explaining straight away the technical thing, let me give a general example. Let's say this is your home base. Okay, this is our home. So how will you secure your home? By locking it, right? You have a door, and you have a door. With the help of door, you will secure your homes. If the door is open, anyone can come inside. If the door is locked, no one can come inside. They will stop outside your home only, right? Similarly, you are launching a Windows mission. You're launching a Windows mission. After launching Windows mission, what we have to do from our laptop? We have to go inside the mission. Yes or no? What is this going inside means? Nothing but you want to connect to the mission. So how will your traffic go inside the mission? For that you need to open something called port. So if anyone asks you what is port, what will you say, guys? Like how we secure our homes with the door. Similarly, ports are for the Windows, not only Windows, for any mission. We secure our missions with the help of ports. If you open the port, traffic can come inside. If you don't open the port, traffic won't go inside the mission. Understood? So as part of security group, we deal with something called ports. So moving further, whenever you hear this word security group means, what should come into your mind? Ports should come into your mind. Okay. So what are the ports? So how many ports are there? Next comes the question. How many ports are there? Anyone? Total 65,535 ports are there. So what is the purpose of each port? Let's say today we are launching Windows. So what is the port related to Windows? 3389. What is HTTPS 443 SSH 22? In our daily lives, once you join in the company, these are the very basic regular ports which you are going to use in our everyday life. So automatically you will remember. Since you are listening for the first time, you are you may be thinking that these are something new, but don't get scared, guys. Moving further, this is your regular job. Every day you deal with ports only. Because once you launch any mission, obviously you have to open ports. Then only traffic will come inside. So being said that, no one will ask you to remember all the ports. We just use hardly 10 ports. As part of our course, we are going to cover all the 10 ports. What are the use cases of these 10 ports? What are the numbers related to those ports? Everything we are going to discuss. So, what is the port name of Windows? We call it as RDP. RDP means Remote Desktop Protocol. So once you launch a Windows machine, and if you after launching the machine, if you want to connect to that Windows instance, what port you need to open? If anyone asks, you will say RDP 3389 port you need to open. Then only you can able to connect to that machine. So why did I say group, guys? In today's class, I am saying you only one port. But moving further, we have to open many ports. Maybe let's say I have installed any software. So for that software also there will be one port, right? So what I need to do, I need to open that port here. Let's say I have installed some web package software. So what is the port of HTTP H80? And again I want to secure it. So what I will open, I will create one more port HTTPS. What did I say? I said right, you no need to remember number. Automatically it will only come if you choose from here. So security group means group of ports. What are the group of ports here? You see, these are the group of ports. Group of ports giving security to your mission is what we call it as security group. Understand? So in today's class, we just focus on only one port. So forget about this. Moving further in coming classes, slowly we will learn one by one. So if you want, you can give any name to your security group. I will say Windows security group. You can simply copy it and paste it. Windows security. Same. This is also just like tag for your understanding, because once you join in the companies, you deal with 10, 20, 30 security groups. So whenever you see any security groups, immediately how can you remember? Okay, this is for Windows, this is for Linux, this is for another software. Just while creating whatever the name you are given, that you can choose here. After launching security groups also you can change, guys, these numbers. Don't think while launching only. After launching the mission also, you can attach a new security group, you can create a new security group, you can change the security group, you can change the name. Anything is possible even after launching also. So now let's review one launch. So what did we do? Sixth step is deals with security group. So security group means always you need to remember the word ports. So what is the port we have opened? Remote desktop protocol. What is its number? 3389. So on this earth, whenever you see this number and name RDP 3389, what should come into your mind, guys? You should remember that port belongs to Windows mission. Again, some other options I did not explain you. You see, these options I did not explain. I will say later. What is this port range, custom description, everything? What is this protocol? Again, we are going to discuss VPC topic. Then automatically you'll understand these things. And the last step is nothing but review. That means whatever the steps you have chosen in the first 1 to 6, whether everything is correct or not, you can choose. Whatever you have chosen, you see 1 to 6 steps, it will show here everything is correct or not. Just like final verification. It's okay. Everything, whatever we have chosen is fine. I will simply launch. So the 7th step is review. Now comes the final step. I said that's why I have written here step 8. Why? Because what is the last step, guys? What is the name of the last step? Step 8. We need to create something called key pair. Pair means, first of all, what is pair means? Two.
To connect.
Pair. So what is key? So what did I say, guys? Same. Go take an example of your home. If you have to go inside your home, what you need to open? You need to open the lock. So if you need to open the lock, what you need to have? You need to have a key. Similarly, AWS, what it will say, whenever you are launching a mission, AWS will create lock for you. AWS only will create lock for you. It will ask, choose your key. I have lock with me. I am giving you key. So you choose your key. Always make sure, keep safe this key with you, because without key, I won't let you enter inside my mission. That is called key pair. Key pair means it's a pair of a lock and key, whereas lock is already created by AWS, and AWS is giving the option for us to create our key. Whenever we show the key, then only it will allow us to enter inside the mission. Got it? So currently, go with create a new key pair, and I will say you can give any name, guys. You can give any name. Let's say Windows key. I'm just giving Windows key. Even though if you give key pair name, the option is still freeze. You observe here down, the option is still freeze. What you need to do, you need to download the key pair. Let me download. So now it is. What did you observe, guys? The key pair is always, what is the extension of key pair? PEM. Listen carefully, guys. No matter what instance you are launching, whether it's a Windows, Linux, Ubuntu, SUSE, Red Hat, OS doesn't matter. Instance type doesn't matter. Whatever the steps we have followed, step 1 to 7, that doesn't matter. Always the key pair is in the format of PEM. So what is the full form of PEM abbreviation? Privacy Enhanced Mail. Of course, no one will ask you, and just saying for your general knowledge. PEM means Privacy Enhanced Mail. And what is the what is the concept I'm saying? It is just acts as a key for your mission to go inside the mission. That's it. It doesn't have anything to do with your OS, RAM, CPU. This is something hardware, you can say. If you want to enter inside your home, you need to have the key to open the lock. Similarly, here also, whenever you are launching mission, AWS lock it and say to you, you choose your key. If you have your key with you, then only I will allow inside my mission. That is called key pair. Okay. So now we are done. You can now you see, the moment I launch download key pair, automatically this option came. Launch instances. Guys, listen carefully. You can download key pair only one time. If you forget to download, of course, without downloading, you cannot launch instances. That is first thing. Second thing, after downloading, if by mistake, if you delete the key pair, you can never get it back. So you should be always careful with key pair. So that's why at least so what we do even in our companies, whenever we create any new key pair, we will immediately save it in the cloud somewhere in Google Drive like that, because by mistake, if our server get crashed, maybe some files got deleted, we don't want to lose the key pair by risk. So we keep in somewhere safe place, because you can download key pair only one time. That you can see here down also. You have to download the PEM file before you continue. The first point. What is the second point? Store it in a secure and accessible location. Why? Why store secure location? You will not be able to download the file again after it's created. Got it? This is the third point. So if you want, I will prove here only. If I download key pair again, what it is error? It says it will show error. Already we have created. Already it is exist. What it is only one time you can create.
Even like if I change that key pair name and if I try to download again, will it change?
Yes, you can change. Let's say test. It will change.
In this scenario, now we have two key pairs. So by accessing which key pair, we can access that instance,
First
the
of
old
all,
one or new.
that's why you should not take that risk. First of all, you go with only one key pair. First thing. So now we have already chosen the second one. So you have to choose the latest one, whatever you have chosen the last. So this is the first class. So don't do experiments in the first class. Okay. So let's go with the concept. Later on, we can, while you are practicing, you can do the experiments. So let's launch instances. So what is the last key pair I have taken? Test. So let's go with test, because that is the latest one. So whenever you have doubt, whenever you have someone ask now with which key pair you need to open. So all the windows, whatever the specifications you have selected for a machine, your OS, in RAM, CPU, key pair, everything you can find here. You select this option, bring this up, down using. There are all the options here you can see. So come down. What is the key pair we have to use? If you want to go inside a Windows machine, what is the key pair you need to use? It says.
Can we change that key pair after like launching our instance?
After launching instance, you can never change the key pair. Only while launching, only you can change the key pair. That's why I said it's only one-time task. That also you need to be safe. Whatever you downloaded, keep safe in your laptop, in your local machine. Fine. See guys, finally we have launched the mission. So you can check anything. What is the type of instance we launched? T2.micro. This is the tag you have given in the step 5. Windows instance. All these things. So what is the next thing we need to do? After launching, we need to
Access it.
access it, connectivity. So key pair is, we have given let's say test.m. I said right, you can give any name. So luckily someone asked another, you want to change the name, you can change it. But whatever the last name you are giving, that will be attached. So whenever you get doubt which key pair, I showed you right, you can go and check in the options. You select this one. In the details pane, you can find it in the details page. So next, how can you connect? So let's say I ask you to go to someone's home. Can you go directly? Without saying the address, I need to say you which area, which street, what is the door number, which street it is, then only you can go to their home. Similarly, there is a mission. How can you go and connect to a mission? You need to know the details about a mission, right? So what are the details of a mission? Every mission will have an IP address or DNS. So for now, remember IP or DNS are same. Moving further, I will explain you the exclusive difference. But for now, for some classes, remember IP and DNS are same. And what else will have? Every mission will have IP. Every mission will have username. Every mission will have password. So these things, where you need to enter, this is our laptop and this is your EC2 instance. So where you need to enter these guys? In your laptop. IP or DNS, username, and then password. Then only you can, by entering these details, then only you can connect to the instance with the help of internet, right? So now my question is, where will you enter these details in your laptop? Yes, definitely we need to enter in our laptop, but where will you enter these details in your laptop?
There is a software which is called Putty.
Not Putty, because this is not Linux,
RDC.
right? So yes, these things will enter, but straight away there is some supporting software should be there, right? What is that software? We will enter all these details in a software called Remote Desktop Connection. In short form, we call it as RDC. So you have to open this Remote Desktop Connection software, and then you have to enter in that these details. So where will you get this RDC? Do you need to download from Google? What do you think? By default in an Windows OS, RDC comes by default. If you want, you can check. Let me show you. Go to search bar below and search here remote. You see, it's there. Remote desktop connection. So remote desktop. So select this one. Fine. And click this show options. Now what I said, what are the three things you need to enter? One is computer name, which is nothing but IP or DNS. Second one is username. Are we having the details or not? Where we have the details? Go here, actions. First option is connect. What is the port we have opened? How we want to connect with the help of? What it is RDP means? Remote desktop protocol. Don't get confused between RDP and RDC, guys. RDC is a software.
Revan, sir, can you please explain how to connect RTP?
Sorry?
Please explain how to connect RTP.
RDP is nothing to connect. I still did not connect it. I just opened it. It's okay. Let me close this. RDC, not RDP. RDC. So first go to AWS. So the RDP is a port, guys. Don't get confused. RDP is a port, remote desktop protocol. This is a port number. RDC is a software. What is this software? To connect your laptop to cloud Windows machine. This one. RDC is a software. RDP is a port. So now we want the details, right? So here, can you see the details or not? IP or DNS, username, password. So are we good to connect? Because we have RDC software and we are having all the three values. So we are good to connect. So copy the DNS and open your software, remote desktop connection. Paste it here. I DNS and then username administrator. Okay, paste it here. Fine. And then go to connect. So if you observe carefully here, what did you see, guys? It is asking for what? It is asking for password. But are we having password here? It is saying something other option called get password. So do we have? So now come back here. So in its step 1 to 8, do you think the AWS has given us password in any other format? Observe carefully in this all the 8 steps.
Maybe that .pem file may be having the
Right. So what did I say? We already know password is something like a key to go inside the machine. So what is the only step we deal with in the 1 to 8 steps only? Key pair. But what is the format of key pair? Always I said it is in the format of PEM. So what is our task? We need to convert our PEM to password. So next comes the question, who will convert PEM to password? Any guesses? You no need to install any software, you no need to work with any software. Automatically AWS only is giving us the option there, right? What AWS is giving you the option, get password. So click that simply. And what it is asking, upload which file it is asking to upload?
.pem file.
We are already having or not in our downloads? If you want, you can check. We already downloaded in the step 8. Go to downloads. You see here the test.pem. It is there. Now this is a waste guess. This is of no use. You can delete this file. Only this is we are interested in. Test.pem. So go here and upload it. Browse. Upload the test.pem file. Go to downloads. Test.pem. That's it. And then what you need to select? You need to select option called decrypt password. Decrypt password. That's it. Have you got the other value or not, guys? Third value. You see? This is your password. So we have all the three values: IP or DNS, username, and password. So simply what you will do, copy. You don't need to copy like this, guys. There is an option here. You see this rectangle, square boxes. Simply press it. Automatically it will get copied. And then we will enter it here. Okay. So it is asking you want to connect to a new machine. Yes, I want to connect.
That password that we can change, right?
That password you cannot, you don't have control. You simply have to upload it. Automatically AWS only will give that password whenever you convert that PEM to password by upload. What happened, guys? What you're seeing, that black screen, it's getting launched slowly. The Windows instance in the cloud, it is also Windows instance. The only difference is we have launched it in another data center in India. So don't get confused, guys. You see this black screen. Guys, please be unmute. Who is unmuting? This is my laptop. This is Windows EC2. This is a cloud mission. My laptop is having its own configuration, guys. My laptop is, let's say, 8 GB RAM, 1 TB hard disk. I am not sharing my configuration with this at all. This Windows EC2 machine is having its own configuration. What is its own configuration? 1 CPU, 1 GB RAM, and what is the C drive? 30 GB hard disk. This is the configuration of this machine, and this is the configuration of my local machine. I did not share any of my configuration with the cloud machine. I just used my Windows laptop to go inside AWS and to launch this machine. Okay. So if you want, you can maximize the screen. You can check all the options. Yes. Go to C drive. So how much C drive we have launched with? 30 GB. So in that 15 GB is occupied by the installation of OS. Next, what is the configuration? If you want to know the configuration,
System properties.
go to properties. No, sorry, not this. Go to properties. It will come. You see here. What is our Windows Server edition? OS is Windows Server 2019. What is the RAM? 1 GB, all these things. So if you want, the details will be there here on the right top corner also. Let me close these things. You can see here. Here you can see, yes, right top corner. What is the instance type we have chosen? T2.micro. This is your which data center. So leave about this. Later I will explain what is this public, private, IP, all these things. So what is the RAM? 1 GB. All these things. So now you can use this as this, guys. Now how you are using our laptop, similarly you can use this cloud machine also. Let's say you want to copy something from your local machine to cloud machine. Simply copy. paste it. That's it. Same as this. So why we use this Windows mission in real time? Maybe for installing some DevOps tools, maybe for developing some gamings which require some high graphics. Whenever you see this DMart, Big Bazaar, they want to do their at the financially ending at March, they want to do big calculations, the profit or loss at the end of complete year. They want some higher end missions. Usually Windows mission support give robust performance, means they give higher end performance when it comes to Windows missions. So these are the practical scenarios where we launch Windows missions in real time, where they're developing some games, where they have to install some DevOps tools, where they have to do some heavy higher end calculations, all these things. So now I'm closing this instance. So what do you think, guys? Did I terminated my mission? Did I close my mission? No, I simply switch off the monitor. Whenever you have any doubt whether the mission is running or not, you have to come here and check. What is the instance state? It is still running. So now we want to, there are two options, guys. So go to action. So here, instance state. What are the options? One is stop, one is reboot, one is terminate. You know reboot. Reboot means nothing but restart. Stop means you know, you will stop. So what is the difference between stop and terminate? Anyone?
Terminate will delete it completely.
Right.
Something.
Right, correct. So let's say you have launched this mission and you have installed some softwares and you are working on it. Today is already 9 o'clock, finished in the night. And again tomorrow morning you start off working on it again. So you don't want to keep the mission in running state because you might get a bill. So what you have to do, you have to stop the mission, and tomorrow morning whenever you want again you can start the mission. So what, even though in the next day when you start the mission, what will happen, guys? Nothing will go. Everything will be same as it is. In the data, whatever the software, everything will be same as it is. That is the meaning of stop. Terminate means the mission itself is gone. The mission is lost and the data inside the mission, everything is completely lost. So when will you go with terminate option? Whenever you're sure that you're not going to use this mission moving further, then only we go with terminate.
Raven, sorry for interrupt you.
Just give
I have one doubt.
No, 1 minute. Just give me, because it's already late. I will take the doubts in 5 minutes. Let me complete.
Regarding this, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. So now I will terminate the mission. That's it. So you also while practicing, just make sure after practicing, just terminate the mission so that you won't get any bill. And also, what did I say? I asked you to remind me the step 3. What is the free tier at step 3? So don't think, since the step 3 deals with number of instances, there is a limit for launching number of instances. In fact, the limit here, the limitation we are talking about at step 3 is number of hours you're running mission. Okay. So AWS is giving 750 hours per month. That means you can run a mission 750 hours continuously. You won't get a bill. That is
Permission 20.
Yeah, permission. No, not permission. This is per account, at account level.
AWS go.
Yeah. So let's say you have launched 75 missions. So you can run on an average each mission 10 hours. If you launch one mission, straight away you can run for 750 hours. So 750 hours means almost you can run for 30 days. But somehow we don't keep mission in a running state. Hardly we practice for 1 hour, and after that we will terminate it. So you don't need to worry about that limitation. That's why it is not that much important, because no one will run for 750 hours continuously. Even though you forget one day, the next day you will, while practicing, you will see again, that day you will terminate it. Okay? So you see, these are the different options and these are the different keywords. So I said, right, at the end of every day class, I will give you the key points. So tomorrow, once you join in the companies, if your manager asks you to launch a Windows mission, Windows EC2, you see, guys, your manager will just say you, Revant, just launch Windows instance. But you have to have all these ideas. What are the things you need to remember? First thing is step 1, step 2. From step 3, technicality starts. From here, you can check here. The first one, Windows, that is nothing technical. Yeah. So Windows mission means you need to have a knowledge that minimum C drive is 30 GB. Second one, security group means you deal with RDP, and then third one, you need to convert your temp to password. And what is the software you need to use to connect? Remote desktop connection. These things you need to remember. Being a cloud engineer, you need to remember these things. Your manager will simply say launch a Windows instance. That's it. These things you should have in your mind being a cloud engineer. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the key points in today's class you need to keep in your mind whenever anyone asks you how to launch a Windows instance and how to connect to a Windows machine. Okay. So in tomorrow's class, we will see how to launch a Linux machine. So you will only automatically observe what are the differences, in which step there are differences between a Windows machine and a Linux machine in tomorrow's class. Okay. So now if you are having any doubts, you can ask me this.
Revant, this is Rakesh here. Actually, I have seen you copying a PDF from your desktop to a EC2 instance. So can I restrict that action so that like no data was copied from EC2 to your desktop, like vice versa? Is there any?
Yeah, you can give user level permission. Since I have logged in as administrator, I can do anything. So once you log inside as an administrator, you can create any account. You can create Revant user. Like in your laptop, you can create users, right? You have admin. You can create any number of users in your Windows laptop. Similarly, here also you can create an user and you can restrict the access. Those things you can do. Everything, whatever you can do in the Windows laptop, everything you can in the Windows instance also. The only thing is that is a cloud machine. This is a physical machine. That's it.
Thank you, Dr.
Yeah.
Raymond, Ranjit, this side, I have a couple of questions. Like we suppose we have generated the passkey and somehow I have not generated the password. Okay, from that passkey. So next day I just log in from another laptop. So will it allow me to do that because that passkey is not in my laptop?
You cannot log in without keeper. You cannot go inside the machine.
So on the same window, I need to download only one time task, right?
One time pass. So what you need to do, you need to copy. Maybe you keep that key in your Gmail and download in your other machine.
Okay. So next time, once I generated the password, I can log in from the another laptop. Just log in into the account and then get the password and do the RDP, right?
No. Again, you cannot download the keypad. The keypad you can download only one time.
No, password I can get, right?
Yeah, password you can get. Once you have keypad, you simply do the same process. Upload the keypad and decrypt the password. That you will be doing anytime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi,
Anytime we
Aditya here.
decrypt the password, so will it change or it will remain the same password?
You can test it. Obviously, technically speaking, it will be the same. When the keypad is same, the password also will be same. Technically speaking.
Hi, Revant.
Sir,
Yeah.
tag name we can keep as our wish
No, tag name you can change anytime. After any wish after
for
creating
remembering.
also for remembering. That is just for your understanding purpose, nothing technical.
Hi, sir. Actually, I have my AWS account, which the donor name is OHIO.
Okay.
But you were dealing with in Mumbai donor, right? When I was practicing, I can do that one.
Right, you simply change it. Like you go here, right top corner, click on Mumbai, it will go to Mumbai. Let's say if you want to change to Singapore, I say Singapore. Let go to Singapore. It's automatic. Like that, you just simply press on Mumbai, it will come to Mumbai.
Oh, sorry, I can't see. Can you please explain?
I am showing on the screen. Please see on the screen. In the right top corner, this right arrow is there, right?
Yeah.
Here the regions are there. Simply click on the region here. Whichever region you want to go, just simply click on it. It will take you to that region automatically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ravan,
Yeah.
yeah, once running the instance, we can stop that instance.
Right.
Did we need to, charges will be going on?
No, once you stop the instance, they won't count. Only if the machine is in running state, then only it will count.
Yeah, but I read here one article in AWS documentary.
Mm-hmm.
They have charged in if you are added any elastic IP or else in. I know what happened. Elastic IP is chargeable. I know it, but it will be chargeable also EBS.
Yeah. Later on,
But
moving further,
suppose we get in up to 30 GB, sorry, up to 30 GB, we have a free tier, right?
Mhm.
But why the guys are giving to us in like in EBC will be chargeable once we stop the instances of.
No, nothing like that. What they said is correct. For that, you need to have an extra understanding that we are going to discuss moving further. When I am discussing that EBS concept, then I will say what is the mistake usually the students do while practicing. When you
Okay,
stop the
okay.
mission,
No problem.
they don't charge you for the instance. But in the background, what you have stored, the hard disk is already stored for you, 30 GB. So what
Yes.
the students will do by mistake, that's why I said every day after practicing, terminate the mission. So that when you terminate the mission, the hard disk also will go away. The
Yeah, yeah,
30
I
GB
know it.
also will go. But when you stop the mission, the 30 GB will be there in your account. Next day, what you will do, maybe you launch another instance. So what will happen? It will count as 60 GB. Already 30 GB is there, even though mission is in stop set, 30 GB is there. And you have launched another mission. So 30 plus new mission 30 GB, 60 GB. So you will get bill for another 30 GB. That is the mistake usually students do. So to avoid that mistake, what I say to students is after you practicing, go with terminate. Don't go with stop.
Okay. I have another doubt in same scenario.
Yeah.
I mean, can we use the same 30 GB into different, like for example, if I created one EBS, can I attach the which is comes in default? I don't use the default EBS volumes. I mean,
Yes.
EBS storage.
Yes. I
Can I
understand your
can I
question.
use it which I created before it?
I understand your
Can we
question.
use it, right? Because
Moving,
why we need to
moving,
lose the data?
moving
For
further.
example,
I understand. I understand your question. So we once you launch a mission, you can always we already discussed in earlier classes. So if you're terminating your mission, you just want to terminate your mission, but you don't want to lose your data. So what we will do, we will detach that drive from the mission and we'll simply terminate the mission. That detached EBS volume you can attach with any other mission and you can use it. So you won't lose your data that way.
Sir, we can see how
understood.
much hours we are using per day.
Yeah, that moving further, I will show you the billing dashboard. There I will explain you how you can see that one.
And that 30 GB is without chargeable, right?
Yeah, anytime 30 GB is at account level, not chargeable.
Only for on at account level. Fine.
Yes. Yes, I'm done with today's class. Those are not having any doubts, you can leave the meeting. We'll meet in tomorrow's class. But those are having doubts, stay back and get them clarified.
Regarding one question.
Yeah.
The instance which we created here is created in Mumbai region, right? A data center.
Right.
So how does it get related to zones? So is there any relationship between zone with instance?
Yeah, you see here, zone. What is the availability zone you have launched over here? 1A.
Or
So
is it a default zone?
yeah, it's a default zone. So moving further, when I explain you VPC concept, then I will show you how can we select our zone. So you want to launch a mission only exclusively in 1B or 1C. So let's say this is Chennai, this is Delhi, this is Hyderabad. So if you have that particular requirement that always I want to launch in 1C, so where you have to select, how you have to select, that I will show moving further. But yes, we can absolutely choose it if you want.
And the other question is like, how can we create an account in company level? So even in company organization, I'm start going to use our personal emails at the company's email.
Once you go inside and get selected, they will create everything for you. You don't need to do anything. They will simply give your username and password. They will only
Okay.
create everything for you.
So even the services also, are we going to use free services and the one which we selected?
Whatever we are explaining, we discussing, whatever you are practicing, the same thing you will be doing in your company. Nothing new, as it is.
Okay, but the capacity is like 1 GB RAM and 1 CPU, so does it work for that application? Because if the application request and response handling is very huge.
Yeah, because we are practicing here filter, we are going with T2.micro. But in companies we use higher end. In my company, we just pay per month 50 lakhs. The last month bill of my AWS account is 50 lakhs. So we deal with 500 missions, so many databases, so many networking, all these things. So in company, you no need to worry about the bill. The client will pay the bill. You can use any number of missions as per the project requirement. Since this is free tier, we don't want to get bill. We are sticking with the free tier elements. But in company, we don't use T2.micro small things. We use big instances.
Thanks.
Hi, Aditya here. So in company, we no need to terminate our session, right? Instance, right?
We don't terminate, first of all, not no need. We should not terminate because all of them will be production instances. If you terminate your machine, the website will be down.
Yes, absolutely. So at that time, the drive also be very big, right?
Everything drive, we use 2 terabytes, 5 terabytes hard disks, and we use almost 50 GB RAM, all those things.
So once you terminate the instance, so we lose our data, right?
Everything will be gone.
Okay. So if we continue with our old instance, then we'll get the double, 30 GB and 30 GB, both 60 GB of hard disks, right?
It's not, yeah, bill we will get for 60 GB if the machine is in stop state.
Okay.
But if you terminate the machine, the 30 GB also will be gone.
Okay. So once we terminate the mission, the next day, how will we create the instance? The same way.
The same way, right? The same way how we did today.
Okay. So the PAM folder we no need to create again, and we'll paste that PAM folder to and create that same password like that you have did today.
That
right?
moving further, I will show you how to use the existing key pair, how to use an existing security group. Those things we'll discuss moving further.
Okay, got your point. Thank you.
Now,
yeah,
once we terminate the instance, do we get any backup?
It won't get automatically. How we get that backup, that also we are going to discuss in another session, that backup sessions. So what are the all services we are using, how we take backup, everything we are going to explain in next sessions, coming sessions.
Okay.